That was slow.
One of the most important films of the year. Hey, you can't sit here. I'll sit wherever I goddamn like. Steve McQueen is Rosa Parks.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
I thought it was pretty funny. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Jim. That is very nice of you. Hopefully YouTube will give me that money someday. Thank you.
Have you ever gotten money from YouTube?
Like once a year, like you, like once a
Yeah,
year.
I get a one, or they tell me. Actually, I don't know. I need to really look in the account. I guess maybe they send me an automatic payment to an account or something.
They should deposit it. But I get
because I
got like a $20 one once, the $20, and it should build up, but I don't know. But everybody, welcome True Tuesday. Nice to have everyone here. I found the Lisa, it's your birthday, so please hit the like button. It helps me out. Where am I? There, I'm gonna hit it myself. So
it's pretty funny. I've never seen it before.
Welcome. Let me share it. I had to look it up and then share it on a different thing. And
oh no!
Here we go.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Lisa, it's your birthday. God bless you this day. You gave me the gift of a little sister, and I'm proud of you today. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. I wish you love and goodwill. I wish you peace and joy.
Michael Jackson looks strange.
I wish you better than your heart desires. And your first kiss from a boy. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Oh, this is the best present I ever got. Thank you, bye. Thank you, Michael.
Happy birthday, Sean.
It actually is Michael Jackson singing that.
Yeah.
What
did it say on the newspaper? Something about Michael Jackson hoax?
Jackson hoax, yeah. Because people were like, "It's not really Michael Jackson. He's not," but he was, yeah. Yeah.
It is Sean's birthday. It's just a joke we have between the two of us.
Yeah, like she never heard of it, and I was like, Lisa, and because she doesn't know a lot about pop culture.
I do know a lot about pop culture. I just missed a few years.
When you said to me, I grew up in the woods with only one copy of Fred Dawn on VHS. I watched it over and over. I was like, wow, you are so much more well-rounded and than I thought you would be from being that person.
That might have been a stretch. Maybe I had a little more TV than that, but yeah. There were several years where I did not have TV, not just growing up, but like then my first years, in college and whatever, because we're broke. So that's
there's this one new video on YouTube. This dude does he's from the South, so he does funny things about the South. And he did this one over the history of TV, and it's very funny because it's it's black and white, and he's like, "Oh, this is a TV you're gonna watch and mix or moving pictures on this TV looky box." He's like, "Oh, how much is it? A month's salary?" And he's like, $200. He's like, "But you get to watch all this entertainment's free. It's beamed in through the air. It's free." It's like, nothing's free. What's the catch? Oh, it's going to be brought to you by these reputable companies that are going to sponsor a show. Mm-hmm. And then it goes to the 60s, and they're like, now it's going to be lots of commercials. We figured we could fit them in. And then it went to cable and how much you got to pay and getting ripped off. And
then it was even during the shows they were doing commercials, which it still happens today.
And then it was street, cable. He's like, I found this thing called the internet. and I can watch stuff when I want to. And then it was like streaming services, and now it's like, oh, now I'm paying for just what I want, and you're not going to show me anything. Like, well, you're not going to like this, but
You have to watch these ads to watch what you
yeah,
want
you
to
got to pay extra to not have the commercials.
Yeah.
you're
So
gonna watch
Twitter, I don't know if you have a premium Twitter account or not, but you cannot stream to Twitter anymore unless you pay for a premium account, which
Yeah.
I guess is okay. It's their platform. And if you want to be just a reader, maybe it's free because
Well,
they can
it's
make
worse
money
than
off
that
ads.
because you can't talk to people. You can't message people.
I can message and I don't have premium.
You can't message other premium people. Because
Well, no.
I went to message people and I got a thing that said, "Oh, you can't message this person. They only other premium people can message it. Only the blue checks can talk to blue checks." So I had to go and do that so that I could message other people. Which was because you try to get a hold of someone like for an interview and something on Twitter, and you can't message them. So
I never see my messages.
They
Like
got
there's very few message streams that I watch. If people send me other messages, I don't even see it because it's too much.
Well, it used to let you have this secondary thing where it's like requested messages you can go look at. And it's basically like a spam folder, which most people don't really even check. Like unless you're friends with the person, but now, like I said, you've got to pay the $15 a month to be able to message other people. It is a little scammy, but I don't know until there's something else.
Speaking of scams, I know we led off with the video on the last video on my channel was talking about the New Jersey representative who got caught with all the gold, and they were talking about how crooked he was. And you had said that you wanted to talk about something similar to that. I thought that would be a good tie-in.
Yeah. I'm seeing.
Now, do you want to talk about the silver stuff?
No, I have a suggestion where the Simpsons was. Who says? Someone in the chat said the Simpsons predict stuff, and they do weird stuff, a lot of stuff. But now I'm seeing the suggested video after that video I just watched, where it's about Balenciaga. It's got 21 million views from 2 years ago.
Is it the one where all the clothes from Simpsons match the Balenciaga clothes or whatever?
I'll click on it.
I've seen it.
October 2nd.
I don't know.
I'll watch it later. It's 10 minutes long.
I'm just going to show everybody my new book that I found. I put it in a Ziploc bag because it's from 1902 or something, or 1912. I can't remember. But it's Through the Looking Glass, Alice. And what Alice found there. And then it has like the Froggy and little Alice in Wonderland.
So I had a fireside chat yesterday with Greg.
Yes, I can't wait to watch that.
From Rivet. And because whenever I have legal stuff, I always call him and ask him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have something on this on the Chevron for like the past 2 weeks. He's wanted to talk about it, and it is a very, very big deal. So basically, everything that's wrong, that's been wrong, it's kind of like the Roe versus Wade.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand. It really wasn't about abortion. It was about, states' rights, blah, blah, blah. And it was a bad decision, which was kind of propped up and held up by one side because of the abortion thing. That's, the truth. And everyone said, hey, man, if there is a question, it's a bad decision, So anyway, the Chevron thing is called that because it's about Chevron, the oil company, that went before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court basically said, and this is something I've been thinking about for the past couple months, where the government's failed. I've been thinking about, how our founding fathers gave us like 5 rules. Don't do these. You can break the republic. We've done all of them. One of them was have a party system. One of them was have a central bank.
Did you see that at the RNC, they changed the background to be solid blue instead of red?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. That's
But
very,
it's got two
very,
sides of the same bird or whatever.
very negative thing. You're probably not going to want me to say, but okay.
Oh, okay.
So Chevron goes, and the Supreme Court said, hey, if something's confusing about a law, then automatically the agency is right, because you defer to the experts, and they're the experts. So that basically said, hey, if something's confusing about a law, you guys are in the right to your interpretation is what should be upheld. Which then, to me, when you're in cahoots with someone, Congress passes a law that's confusing as hell, which then gives any agency ultimate authority and power to interpret it and read it any way they want to, because it's confusing. And the rule of Congress was to pass laws that were simple for dumb Americans to understand. Completely honest, you're an illiterate farmer who can't read. We were talking back then, a simple-minded person can understand a law to where they're not going to get confused and get in trouble. That's what Congress is supposed to pass. And they're passing 1,000-page things that are confusing as hell. And why? And it's because of the Chevron, in my opinion, it's because of the Chevron law, that because the more confusing it is, the more power you give to these random agencies.
Because it's about interpretation.
Because it's interpretation, and whenever it's confusing, you go with the agency. They're right. Now, because that power was taken away, it also it sets a precedent for all those other cases that were used that as a precedent. So now it doesn't matter, right? Like, you can write a law as confusing as you want. It's not giving them any more authority. It's not giving more power. It's just going to make shit more complicated. So there's no reason. And like I said to Greg, I said, it seems like that ruling really incentivizes laws to be as confusing as possible if you're in cahoots with some other, intelligence agency, regulatory agency.
You look at what the SEC and many other agencies have done. Like, if they go after, there's even some cases where, like, this one guy was like, I don't know if he worked for Amazon. I can't remember the exact story, but it was like he worked somewhere, and so because they were trying to take like his IP or his intellectual property, so they got like the IRS to go after him, which bankrupted him, while some other thing could wait and then move in and go after him. Like, a lot of them, there's revolving doors at a lot of these places too, and a lot allegedly do work together.
But like I've said, and I'm not as jaded as Joe is. Watch me and Lisa on Thursdays on
on the Dragon Chain YouTube.
We're always watching around everyone. Yeah, Lisa streams it usually, always. If not, you can check it out on Dragon Chain. Actually, you should watch it on both just to give them a like. So there's a law. Now, I've said police are not here to serve and protect you. That's not their job. That's been before the Supreme Court many times. That's not why a cop becomes a cop. I can understand that. It's a personal thing, but their job is to just uphold the laws passed by Congress. That's why if you have a expired inspection, they can chase you through a school zone and put the public at risk and do all these terrible things for a $40 fine, because they're not there to protect you. If someone's going to shoot you and they kill that person, they're not protecting you from getting murdered. They're stopping that person from committing a murder, which is a crime.
Right.
You have to look at it very jaded. So basically, that's Congress is it. Like, they pass a law, and that's the way it is. And especially with the Chevron thing being gone. That's it. Things should get back to the way they were supposed to be. And I saw this.
So this Chevron deference being overturned should lead to less overreach by agencies because the interpretation will not
Right.
be left up to the agencies
Basically,
anymore.
they can't do
Right.
any more overreach. They can't do it anymore.
I just wonder if you can go
Here's-
back in time and
Yeah.
get another bite at the apple if you felt
Greg
you
said
had
you
been
can.
wrong.
Greg said you can.
Even if
that's
you
not a precedent.
settle,
Yes, because Greg said it
You were
takes away
coerced.
retroactively all that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing where it doesn't matter. Where I say it doesn't matter, everyone says, no, this is the way it is. No, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it should be, but it's not that way. There's a law that Congress is passing that they don't even need to because of the Second Amendment. Okay, it's there. But just to make sure and protect, which is what the government's supposed to do, protect the rights of veterans. If you're a veteran and you have problems with like your finances or something and you get help, they take away your guns. And the government said, hey, you can't do that. Veterans have the right to bear arms. So they're going to passing a law. So they had the Department of Veterans Affairs guy there, and he said, and he basically said, oh no, we're not going to follow the law. And they were like, whoa. And you could tell it's all theater, man. I mean, it's all theater. We talk about it's all theater. They stopped the theater because they were so shocked at what happened. So here's a video.
Okay.
And this is why. And his whole thing was, we don't need to listen to Congress because the Department of Justice and this other agency, they validated us. And they're like, the Chevron thing, he even brought it up. He's like, that's all gone. But even if it wasn't, we're Congress, you moron. And he's like, we don't care. So this is how far it's gone. And it's not, like I said this, Lisa, before the show, it's not what the law is. It's who has the most force. It all comes down to force.
Mr. Friel, you're very well aware of how you answered the congressman's question.
Yes, sir.
VA's testimony stated that if the Veterans Second Amendment Restoration Act is signed into law, and this is even more troubling, the VA could not comply because the VA states the Department of Justice, an executive branch agency, affirmed VA's interpretation of the Brady Act. So, is it the VA's position that the VA will not comply with an act of Congress based on another agency's interpretation of the law?
So the VA has always works to comply with all laws. We complied with the Brady Handgun Act when it was in effect. The law. So
again, is the VA's position, because based on the statement they could not comply with the Restoration Act, the Veterans Second Amendment Restoration Act, is it your position that you will not comply with an act of law passed by Congress?
Yes, sir. I guess based off of what you have in testimony, yes, sir.
That you would not comply?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad everybody hears that on the record, that the VA is going to refuse to comply with, regardless of what we actually pass here, including questions that Representative Self was just asking in view of the Chevron Act being passed. Mr. Chair, I have just a couple more questions, but I think that Mr. Friel has incriminated himself and the VA that they're going to have complete disregard for what we're going to do anyway. So
Mr. Friel, you're very well aware of how you just answered the congressman's question, correct?
Sir, as I said, it's in our testimony that we would have trouble complying with that law. As I said,
Mr. Friel, you're very well aware of how you answered the congressman's question.
yes, sir.
Wow.
She's like,
And do you see the guy sitting behind him goes,
yeah, it's like, what?
What is that act that they're talking about? The Veterans
The Veterans Second Amendment Reinstatement Act, something like that. So I think it's insane how you can hey, Pipitito man, how you doing?
Preservation Act, maybe.
Preservation. It's
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna. It's literally what are you gonna do? And I was talking to Greg how I am very disappointed in Trump's pick. I really wanted Vivek.
Me too. Well, no, I don't want Vivek, but I was very disappointed. And then I saw his picture that says he's a producer and a writer. And I was like, oh, more of the show. I see.
But Vivek said
movie.
says stuff we say that's like nuts that people think, and he's straight up said, "I want to shut this down. I want to shut the CIA down." I've also been like watching a lot of actual interviews with Nixon, which are shocking to me because I hated Nixon. I think he's like a traitor and he did so many terrible things. And he has said, I think the CIA is completely worthless and we should have got rid of it. I think that, I don't think the military has very good at, things that they need to, that all this stuff. I think it's very, very crazy stuff with Nixon. But like, I think Vivek would have shut down so many things, and there's no reason for a Department of Education. There's no reason for us to have 17 just intelligent agencies, not three-letter agencies, not technically intelligence. I mean, just straight up intelligence agencies. There's like 40 different agencies, kind of secretive government agencies, but there's 17 just intelligence. That's why there's now a head that runs all of them, like a liaison for all of them. They don't need to be there. They don't need an ATF. The ATF was originally just an office in the IRS, and it was mainly for making sure you got taxes on tobacco and alcohol.
You said, yeah.
And then they added in the firearms, but it was all just about taxes.
Wasn't it not even in the IRS? It was in a different, like in agriculture or something like that.
No. It was an IRS. It was just about taxes.
Okay.
And then it got its own agency.
Once they brought in the firearms thing.
Once they started the Homeland Security thing, you don't need. I mean, you don't think you need the NSA. You don't need the CIA. We do need. That's what me and Greg disagreed. I'll give it to you. You need spies. We need some spies because there's other countries that are going to spy and they're going to try and do stuff for us. Okay, fine. We need some James Bonds, but we don't need to spy on our own people. We don't need all of this. And to look back and just in recent history, like ask your grandfather, my grandfather, like when they were talking about the FBI, the whatever Moon movie was about Oklahoma and the oil and the Indians and all that.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah.
Like that guy came down. I'm with the new FBI, the federal. I'm doing. I'm here to with the government. And I'm here to help.
Yeah.
But that was like a brand new thing. A state or a national police force to investigate. It was like a crazy. And it was debated because that's one of the things that the founding fathers said, no national police. And it's literally, we went from in our lifetime, not in our lifetimes, but like in a generation or so, from having this one that we argued about having one to having like 50 agencies. Our national government's gotten so big and it just gets bigger and bigger. Just like we talked about, like the IRS gave birth to the ATF and to this and to that. And it's like a virus that just is replicating and growing and growing and growing and sucking off of the labor of people to continue to grow.
Yeah.
And then once that wasn't enough, they just learned that they can just print money, and grow as fast as they want to. It's very, very, very odd, but you can check out the fireside chat I had with Greg, which is pretty cool.
I can't wait. I'm going to watch it tonight.
And
I will leave a comment on your video to help with the algorithm so more people will watch it.
Yes, please do. I leave comments on yours, but you don't ever say anything.
I need
go back, especially your Friday ones. I do.
Oh, you do?
Because after it's gone.
Did you watch it after you, not while it's live?
I usually come in like in the middle or something. Yeah. So this is, and I don't know what I'm saying. And now that Lisa showed me that shit, you go watch the first half on her channel with the Q stuff and the JFK stuff, and it's even weirder now.
That the 17th might be a thing, might be the red wave.
Nope.
You don't think it's the red wave? The MOAS could be the red wave.
That could, it's not, it's silver. You know, I'm talking silver wave, I'll say silver wave. I don't like, fine. All right. So here's the deal. Do you know who Tenacious D is?
No.
Are you into pop culture? Do you know? Tenacious D is the rock group of Kyle Gass and Jack Black.
Oh, yeah. I heard he said he had a birthday wish and he wished that Trump would have died or something.
Oh, right.
Or they wouldn't have missed. He wished they wouldn't have missed.
Right.
Yeah, there's some real sick people out there.
Exactly. Okay.
That's another thing. Melania wrote this beautiful letter and said,
let me tell you my thing.
And then there's been multiple
people that have come out, very unhinged people, be like, you had one job. It was trending on Twitter. You had one job. Can't believe you missed, that kind of thing. And the backlash is insane. It's hardcore, as it should be. But what has been as it should be the past 5 years? Nothing is as it should be the past 5 years. Tenacious D had the movie. They've been a cultural icon. And they immediately have broken up. Everything is on hold. Their tour is canceled. They've been best friends for decades. And now Jack Black is distancing himself from Kyle Gass. People that are the allies of the fringe left are now all of a sudden moderates again. The pendulum swung, and I knew it was going to swing back. I've been saying it, but it has swung fast. But it has also swung from the right. And now it's like, oh, we have let things get so far. We should be friends. We should unite. I think status quo is where we're going. We're like, hey, things aren't bad. Things ain't great, but they ain't so bad. I think we're moving towards.
No.
We were at mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore. And I think we're moving to the middle ground again. Just like, I'm going to put her in jail. I'm going to put her in jail. And literally, when the first night he got elected, I've already called her, and she's a great woman, ran a great campaign, and I was like, I thought you were going to put her in jail. I believe this shit.
He did.
I think that's where we're going. I think we're going to the middle. I think everything is we're not mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. Is gone. I think it's all going to be under the guise of unity and friendship.
No,
it's all bullshit.
Well, I mean, we the people. Yes.
Yes. We literally were saying, Johnny B is like, they hate your family, they hate you, and they wish you were dead.
Yeah, they tried to kill everyone.
Don't even, he's Hitler. Someone tried to kill Hitler. What? They know what they did. They know what the incitement was. He said, Trump said, go down and make your voices heard peacefully. It's like, you've incited insurrection.
Did you see the video of Jacob Chancellor? Is it Chancellor? The shaman, the MAGA shaman. They're retweeting that video out where he's reading Trump's tweets saying to act peacefully and go home and all that.
Or he led a prayer and he said, let's pray for the police.
Well, he was at like the door with a microphone, and he's sitting here reading Trump's tweet, telling people to act peacefully, go home, disperse, all this. And they're saying, they should.
I do believe it's like a lot of self-preservation, like, oh, we fucked up. and people are starting to realize that we fucked up. People are starting to realize we've been lying to them. So the beast is not done lashing out. We're not out.
There is also a meteorite that's supposed to be passing close to the Earth that's supposed to affect, like, I don't know if we're supposed to affect its magnetic field or it affects ours, but we were talking about The Simpsons on my channel, and there is a Simpsons episode where a meteor or asteroid comes by so close that we have an EMP because of the magnetic thing. And I guess NASA
There also is
is about that now.
watch Patrick Bet David. He was talking about this renowned psychoanalyst guy that wrote these predictions and how empires move. And we went through all these steps. Like 2008 was like the third, and the next one, bless you, it's not World War III. It's Civil War. And to be honest, which some people are being honest, if that bullet would have been in a different trajectory, things would have, because that's it. That's what the last bit of, I've said that the Supreme Court's the only thing holding the country together. The only thing holding a lot of people onto their hope that things can get fixed are that guy.
Well, and believing that there will be an election, because people have this thing of like, oh God, things are terrible. And then they start turning on whoever the president is, and then he's a jerk, but he's going to be out soon, and we can vote, we can whatever.
If you take hope away
Yeah.
from all those wound up good old boys, America doesn't. We won't. And everyone knows it. Everyone in the world. That's why the world's so freaked out. That's why, BBC and all these. That's why they care so much, because they know what'll happen. I can't imagine living in a country where other people decide your fate. Literally, if we get pissed off or Russia gets pissed off, we kill everyone. If you're living in a hut in the middle of the forest, somewhere, some other country, it could decide whatever they do. That's your life. I can't imagine growing up that way, but that's where a lot of people live. Now, this I want to show you is weird, and I thought this was weird. And after Lisa showed the things on her channel, it's weirder. The first time I saw it, the first time I watched the attempt at assassination, I saw this, and I yelled at the TV. I was like, "That's that guy."
Yeah.
So let's watch this first, and then I want to talk about it again.
Months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So you hear people screaming, the pandemonium, it's crazy. Now look in the background. There's a dude wearing a black hat.
Unfazed,
doesn't care, not frightened. Everyone, even these calming people around him, like they don't duck, but eventually everyone's down. He doesn't care. He doesn't sit down, and he looks annoyed until he takes his phone out of his pocket, sits down, and then pulls his phone out. Not to film it, right? But he literally is like looking at his phone. Now watch just the weird behavior of the guy.
Months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move to the spare. Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. We ready? Shoot it down. Shoot it down. down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move. Let's move.
Okay, so as soon as I saw that, I was like, I know that guy. And first off, the seat he's in, those seats behind Trump are not regular seats. They're not standing. Those are special. Those are difficult to get to.
We have some friends that I've seen sitting there before.
So it's not like a first come first. Those are difficult to get to. This is me and my friend Rice over at Rice TVX. It's a lovely channel. They're doing a lot of stuff on Rumble now. He did notice this also, which no one has talked about. This freaking guy.
Oh, a bunch of people have talked about it.
Yeah, I brought it up right away, and no one did. People weren't talking about it, and that's the guy. This picture, this guy's here. This is taken on January the 5th in Washington, D.C.
On the 6th.
No, the 5th. This is the night of the 5th. They're out.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're drinking.
Because I have another friend that was at the house and saw him, and it was the next day.
No, this is the 5th. They're partying, hanging out. This is before the 6th. Then the 6th happened. He was there. He's there. Then this happened right there in the back. It's just weird. Now, what's weird is, who is this guy? You know who this guy is. You're more plugged into conspiracy stuff than I was. This guy is believed to be JFK Jr., which Lisa was talking about on her channel. And he is also rumored to be Q.
John Denver.
No, Q.
And also John Denver supposedly plays him sometimes.
Which is very, very weird. Very weird. There are people talking about the laser on Fusco's chest. Yes, his name is like something with that. Maybe it's Fusco.
Vincent.
Yeah. Thank you. So I just thought it was weird. And then Lisa's talking about all this Q resurgence right after all this happens. And people thought he was Q. And then he's in the middle. He's not figurative. He's literally in the middle of it. And it's the dude. And then it's not like a huge thing. And now Lisa's talking about this resurgence of Q stuff and the silver. And it's very, like, I thought it was weird. And now it's even weirder. And my doctor's calling. So Lisa, talk.
Happy birthday, Sean. Yeah, so we were talking over on the, we can still hear you. Oh no, now he's muted. We were talking over on my channel about the MOAS, which is supposed to be the mother of all short squeezes. And but then I went through like a whole thing about where I think leading up to the 17th, if you look on your phone, if you put day or date in your emoji search, it pulls up July 17th. Why is that such a thing? You know? And so although Cliff's data was saying, which I think originally it was saying the 17th or 18th, and then they were making some adjustments as it got closer to it. And Jean-Claude and the remote viewers or whoever, they were doing shows and talking about, and then they moved it all to the 15th. Then of course we had the shooting. And then
who are remote viewers? Did you just say remote viewers?
Yeah. You know, they used to be called crypto viewing forecast or something like that. And now they're like remote. Hold on. My friend Ed Reardon is one of them. Let me see what their current name is.
Yeah. Let's call them remote viewers.
Well, there's lots of remote viewers, but this is the gosh, what name are they using now? Crypto. It used to be crypto viewing. Then they just started calling it future forecasting group. Thank you, Jim Montgomery. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people that work together that are really talented and smart, and it's very interesting to hear their work. And they've been seeing like a theme that there may be, I don't know if it's a blue beam thing but some sky event that kind of goes into Cliff High's data coming up. I think they did think it was going to be on the 15th as well, or maybe they were setting the point date at the 15th. But a lot of the stuff, the dates aren't always exact. But
they are. Everyone's turning on each other. That is true.
I think the 17th is significant because when I've watched, a lot of these things follow like religious holidays, and I don't know if that's because the astrology follows the religious holiday, or the religious holiday follows the astrology. I don't know if it's a chicken or an egg kind of thing, but I would advise everyone to please make a choice, educate yourself, and go get some physical silver in your possession, and you can be part of ending the Fed.
Yeah, if people will do it en masse. Mass. That is what we need. I don't know. There's just it's very weird how you believe everything and don't believe anything, if that makes sense, you know?
Well, yeah, it depends. Like when you're having a talk with somebody, it's like, wait, which narrative, which timeline, or which narrative are we discussing? Like
the Secret Service, and I've tried to look up what percentage of the Secret Service is female, because there were an inordinate amount of female Secret Service agents assigned to Trump.
Only one on the stage there, but then when they were putting him in the car, they made this big media scene of all of them. And one couldn't get her gun in the thing.
Yeah, she was just terrible. I mean, terrible.
Well, so do you really think? I mean, come on, we're smarter than this, people.
So, but I just wondering, and then but that's there's so many like snipers and military people coming out and saying, "Oh, this was an inside job. And I'm not saying that it was, but I think it's odd the people that are coming out and say, "Oh, I know what I'm talking about." And people are discrediting them and trying to make jokes, and it's like, oh, now everyone's they're not. Everyone that was a expert on Ukraine and the Middle East is now all of a sudden security experts. No, but there's people that are security experts. Like, this is terrible. Like the fact that there was a ladder that just didn't have a lock on it is nuts to me. You know, there should have been a metal plate on it with a lock. Like every ladder within a mile should have had that on there. That's a very simple, basic thing. So there's a lot of things that are weird.
Very telling, because I guess the Secret Service director is blaming local authorities for it and saying they were responsible. And so if you watch I Am's video with me yesterday, he goes through and does a history of the Secret Service. And after all these attempted assassinations, the director stayed in place. Well, how could that be unless they're doing their job?
And the new hire, she's a DEI hire. Her job before this,
Pepsi and Cheetos or something.
She worked at PepsiCo, was before that. I mean, the fucking Secret Service.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, at least.
Well, it's like the lady that's running the is it the Treasury right now? She's like a HR manager or something.
It's better than being a criminal, like Lagarde, whatever her name is. Lagarde. She committed the financial crimes, and then the judge literally didn't give her jail time because he said, what you've done is so bad that you'll never work in the financial industry again. I'm not going to send you to jail. That's what he said. And now she's the head of the whole enchilada.
Yes.
All right. Well, I love y'all.
I love you too, and happy birthday. We all
Thank you.
are going to sing Happy Birthday, Sean, for you.
I'm going to play my funny Rose Parks movie thing.
Oh, no, it's so bad.
You guys take care.
And one of the most important films of the year. Hey, you can't sit here. I'll sit wherever I goddamn like.